Big changes on the horizon across California, but some may not be coming to the workplace. The safety policies that could be in effect even after the state reopens. More than a year later, many San Diego families still facing obstacles to putting food on the table. The scope of the issue and one local group that is working to help. Another possible smuggling incident this morning off our coast, right on the heels of a new warning from federal officials. ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
Hello there, thanks for joining us. I'm Virginia Cha. Happening right now, Cal OSHA is discussing whether masks will still be required in the workplace even after the state has fully reopened on June 15th. ABC 10 News reporter Marie Cornell has been monitoring this meeting all morning. Marie, what's happened so far?
So, Virginia, right now, the public is getting the opportunity to address the board before the expected vote. At last check, there were about 800 participants. I want to take you back to the beginning of the meeting where you actually see the Deputy Chief of Health, Eric Berg, presenting the proposed changes to the COVID-19 rules in the workplace. So the big takeaways are, under this plan, they want to adjust the physical distancing requirements at the workplace, including removing dividers. This plan would also require employers to provide N95 masks for those that are not fully vaccinated. Now, in terms of masks, vaccinated workers would be allowed to ditch masks outdoors, but indoors they could only go without them while alone in a room or in a room entirely with vaccinated people. Here are some of the reasons why they want these changes.
There would be significant challenges for employers and for Cal OSHA to meaningfully apply and enforce a face covering rule in mixed workplaces based on an individual's vaccination status. Secondly, without this requirement, unvaccinated workers would be at risk given the spread of more contagious SARS-CoV-2 variants.
As I mentioned, there are hundreds of people that have signed on to address this board. It is likely after that there will be some discussion, so a vote is not expected to happen anytime soon. But we are sorting through these calls and we'll have those for you coming up in 30 minutes. Reporting from home, Marie Cornell, ABC 10 News.
Thank you, Marie. Now, this is coming less than 2 weeks before the state's big reopening plan, and we want to give you a quick look at some of the changes expected to start June 15th. All limits on capacity will be lifted. Now, we have seen businesses open at a quarter or half capacity depending on what tier a county is in. So again, on June 15th, full capacity will be allowed. Physical distancing requirements for customers and event attendees will end. Vaccine verification or a negative COVID test, though, will be required for big indoor events with thousands of people, and will be recommended for big outdoor gatherings as well. Other than that, California is deferring to the CDC for mask and travel guidelines. If you want to learn more about the reopening, all that it entails, and the latest on the pandemic situation in our county, just go to 10news.com and you can get that update. More than a year after the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, many families around the county are still finding themselves in need of food. ABC 10 News reporter Natay Holmes is in San Marcos, where one of the county's largest churches is handing out boxes to help.
For months, the Rock Church has been distributing food to families in the community. And even though we are nearing the end of the pandemic, church members say they are still seeing people struggling to get food on the table.
The onset, you had a tremendous amount of people who were out of work and needed resources immediately. What we're seeing now are folks in industries that are still being impacted, where they're either not back to work or maybe work is very slow for them. You have a lot of parents who are still dealing with the kids from school at home. Some are back to the campuses. Some folks are barely getting back into their offices, and they still don't have a rhythm down where they are able to sustain life as they used to pre-pandemic.
Volunteers will be handing out food, diapers, and supplies to those in need here at the San Marcos campus.
Thanks.
The distribution will continue until supplies last. Now, according to the San Diego Food Bank, 450,000 San Diegans face food insecurity every day. The Rock Church says not all of them have access to get groceries from local organizations. That's where they step in. This past May, the church was able to provide food to more than 600 households throughout the county. The church will continue its weekly distributions, and they will be handing out items in City Heights on June 10th, East County on the 15th, and June 17th at the Point Loma campus. And those times can be found on the church's website. In San Marcos, Nate Holmes, ABC 10 News.
Some renewed warnings for migrants looking to make dangerous crossings into the U.S. after a series of incidents off our coast. Now, we have seen several incidents here in San Diego in just the last month alone. 2 of them turned deadly. In early May, a suspected smuggling boat capsized and crashed off Point Loma, sending dozens of people into the ocean. 3 people died, and the captain is facing charges. Yesterday, federal officials warned against trusting smugglers.
Do not place your life in the hands of human smugglers. To every person who is considering a desperate, perilous journey to the United States, whether in a boat or on foot or in the trunk of a car, don't do it.
The government says the number of smuggling-related deaths in the Southern California region in just this year is on pace to surpass the entirety of the previous year. The warning coming just hours before this incident this morning. Border Patrol agents taking several people into custody in La Jolla in what they're calling a possible smuggling event. They say the Coast Guard spotted a boat off the coast, alerted border agents who then responded. They say the 16 people on board were unlawfully in the U.S. No reports of injuries. Dozens of new surveillance cameras are set to go up in Oceanside. The city council giving the green light to install 50 of them, which officials say will make the streets safer. They are being placed downtown where officials say there's a higher concentration of crime. Oceanside PD says they have 20 officer vacancies right now, so the cameras will help the overextended police force. But some residents are concerned about privacy.
How are you going to handle the data generated by these cameras? Who's going to have access to it? Is it going to be sent to the cloud? Or a bunch of private employees, maybe not even in America, going to have access to view the footage?
Oceanside says the camera feeds will not be monitored 24/7 and footage will only be pulled if it's needed to look into a crime. They say recordings will be saved for a year and signs will be posted near the cameras. Now to the spate of cyber attacks across the country. Officials pointing to several new targets, including major public transit agencies. ABC's Mary Alice Parks has the latest.
The White House today reaching out to American businesses that are increasingly finding themselves the target of cyber and ransomware attacks, writing in a new memo that all organizations must recognize that no company is safe from being targeted, regardless of size or location. This coming after the country's largest mass transit agency in New York City revealed its computers were the target of an attempted attack linked to the Chinese government in April. And in Massachusetts, a ferry system that connects Cape Cod to Martha's Vineyard, confirming it was also the victim of a cyber attack just as summer travel kicked into gear.
The threat is here now. It is the new way of warfare, and we need to be prepared.
The recent spate of attacks raising the stakes for President Biden's meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin. The FBI just this week blaming a cyber criminal group based in Russia for attacking the world's largest meat supplier, JBS, which came after another ransomware attack by Russian-based hackers on the Colonial Pipeline that caused gas prices to spike on the East Coast. Asked about possible retaliation, the White House said all options are on the table, making it clear these attacks are on the agenda for the much-anticipated meeting.
This will certainly be a topic of discussion, that harboring criminal entities that are intending to do harm, that are doing harm to the critical infrastructure in the United States is not acceptable.
President Biden last month signed an executive order laying out a number of new cyber defense plans, and the new memo from the White House today included a number of recommendations for American businesses, too, as they beef up their own security. Still, a lot of questions remain as to whether the federal government is doing enough to protect American businesses. Mary Alice Parks, ABC News, Washington.